Welcome back to the URA Football Show. Join us as we delve into the exciting realm of the college transfer portal. Today, we have the pleasure of welcoming Derek Tatum to the show. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, Derek made a name for himself as a highly touted high school prospect. He continued his football journey at the University of Kentucky before transitioning to the NFL, where he played defensive back for several professional teams. After the NFL, Derek moved to Atlanta, where he recognized a gap in student-athlete development and recruiting. So, he founded Elite Talent Football to provide comprehensive training and mentorship for high school and middle school athletes. With over 15 years of elite camp and player development, he has helped over 500 student-athletes receive offers and scholarships to college worth more than $70 million. Most notable NFL athletes who have attended his national evaluation camps include Trevor Lawrence, Derek Brown, Traven Mullen, and Mecole Hardman. Derek's impact on football development is undeniable and grows year by year with clients throughout the nation. As director of National Middle School Football for the U.S. Army Bowl and a national motivational speaker, his influence and reach extend beyond football.
All right. Hey, hello, and welcome back to the URA Football Show. I am here with Derek Tatum himself. He is a subject matter expert on recruiting, on camp evaluations, and now I know the transfer portal has a lot of great information that he can share with you guys, but we're going to just go back and forth, have a conversation, and I promise you the information he's going to give you, you're going to want to write down and you're going to want to follow. So, all right, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Derek Tatum. Hey, Derek, just give him a little bit about your background, how you came about getting into this industry, and then giving them the wonderful spill of information that you have to inform the community.
No, man, I'm Derek Tatum from Cleveland, Ohio. I was All-American in high school, and I played at the University of Kentucky. I was blessed to play in NFL for Tennessee Titans and Seattle Seahawks. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I started training and mentoring athletes. But I was frustrated on just how things were going with camps. And so what I did was I had my own camp. I hosted my own camp and got in touch with the media and then just started learning the ins and outs of the game. So I've been doing this over the last, I'll say, since 2003, but in Atlanta since about 2009. And just really, it was blessed that I've had over, I'll say, in the last 8 years, over $75 million of accepted scholarship offers in the last 8 years. So we put a lot of kids in college. We've seen everything, though. I've seen guys get NIL deals. I've seen guys flunk out of school. I've seen guys get in trouble. I've seen guys graduate. I've seen guys get married. So that's how old I am now. So I think that after seeing how this portal has transpired, I have a good insight on some factual stuff and what it really is and kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on that most parents and most recruits don't understand. So I want to make sure I want to clarify some things about the portal just so people can know.
Now, this is a heavily disputed topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of people on both sides, pros and cons. It's a lot of parents that are getting to a place where they're just so confused about is there going to be an opportunity for my son when it's time for him to get recruited? Because as you know, they're looking for the dogs. They want them right now. They don't want to waste time on developing athletes. So when me and you was playing, it was a little different. They would take a guy, he'd come in, they develop him, but now they want him right now. So tell me a little bit about what you're seeing when it comes to the colleges actually recruiting high school athletes.
Well, you got to think about it, man. And you got to look at it from just a pure business perspective. Like, this is pure business. Like, this isn't. I think it's always been a business, but I think parents got to understand that if I get a 3-year deal, all right, I got a 3-year deal, and let's say I got a 5-year deal. I really only got 3 years though.
Yeah,
maybe 2. So I got to win now. Like, teams. Programs aren't giving guys 5 years and letting them play those 5 years out. You see, they fired Jimbo after 2 years,
right?
And I mean, it's crazy because you have to win now. So, would you rather have an 18-year-old unproven guy, or would you rather have a kid that's played college, that understands the college life, that understands the schedule, the weight room, the eating habits, who's already 21 years old? That's played a year or two, and he still has 3 years of eligibility left, or take a chance on this high school kid?
So some people are going to say, well, hey, how do you grow how do you grow the sport now in the transfer portal if you're taking less kids
Nobody
versus
cares. Nobody cares.
all right? So I understand on the opposite side, they're saying, hey, you got D2 guys that's getting the opportunity now to play Division 1 ball. They might have been a Division 1 guy coming out of high school that didn't have the grades. He wasn't eligible, so he had to drop down to D2. So he gets another opportunity. So it's like we trying to grow the game. We trying to tell parents like football is a good sport for your kid to get out here, get a college education. But then on the backside, you don't think they shoot themselves in the foot?
No. I totally don't think so. I think that the issue is people are looking at D1. That's
Right,
the issue. All right.
right,
Most parents are looking at D1 and Power Five, but your kid ain't that.
right,
All right, this is what it is, y'all. Let's just keep it 100. Most kids aren't what they say they are. So
right,
what's happening is the portal has weeded out all those little average guys that were going Power Five. You ain't going Power Five now. You're gonna
right,
go mid-major or D2 or D1 AA. So what the portal did is only the top of the top kids are gonna go Power Five now.
right,
So like the Power Five schools aren't missing on as many prospects anymore because they're only going to recruit the top of the top to go to Power Five. So
right,
what's happening is parents just have to humble themselves, and kids got to humble themselves and go to a D2 school. It's not a bet like it's the same football.
right.
It's just you're in a smaller stadium, in a smaller weight room now. But what the portal does is it allows you to go there and prove it. Prove like if you really like. It's like here's the thing about it. If you really are a D1,
Right.
you'll be D1 eventually.
That's
But
true.
it's just not going to be immediate like it has been in the past. I mean, you got to go to a D2 school. Let me think about this, y'all. Clemson just signed a lineman from Shorter University. Shorter is down the street here in Atlanta. It's about an hour away from Atlanta. It's a Division 2 school.
Yeah.
All right, they signed a lineman. So I mean, he was a D1 guy all along. He was overlooked, so he went
Yeah.
there. He balled out for a couple of years, and now he's at Clemson. So that's going to be more of the route now. Is going to be these D2 schools are going to be almost treated like JUCOs, where you're going to go there for 2 years, prove yourself, then move up. And I don't think. Listen, I don't like the portal. Okay, I hate the portal, but I understand the business aspect of it, and it's changed the dynamics. Now parents have to lower their expectations of schools they want to go to, and
Yeah.
and 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 I think parents got what you got to do is, and this is advice I give any parent in the stoop, like go to a D2 game, go
Yeah.
to a
I don't
HBCU
have it.
game.
I
You're
don't have
right. You never been to a game, so you don't even know. You say you D1, but
the
then your
football.
son can't even play it D2
Yeah. Yeah.
because D2 the only difference I'm gonna tell everybody, like if you're a receiver or a DB or maybe even a running back, it's really similar talent. I'm telling
Yeah.
y'all right
Yeah.
now, it's similar
The
talent.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the O line D line.
Yeah.
That's the major difference is the size of the O line D lineman. So a 5'10" DB at a D2 school is a 5'10" DB at D1 school. He's the
Yeah.
same guy. He runs a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? He got 35 inch vertical. He's the same guy. It's just that this one guy at D1 school probably had more exposure coming out of high school.
But you know, man, it's gonna be hard to sell that point because of all the glitz and glamours from a. It's a big change from even the Power Five to the G5 with the facilities and the TV time and everything like that. And I'm noticing that's what all the parents are getting caught up in. They getting caught up in all the facilities and all the things that their son's going to be able to get versus in a D2 program where some of them is a step ahead of a maybe a private school in high school. So it's that making that adjustment, you know what I mean? But one of the things that I'm noticing is, and you're right, talking to a lot of coaches and a lot of people, you have a lot of guys that are not prepared coming into the football season. They're mentally not ready. They're just their weight, their size is not ready, and you're asking the coach to say bet on me. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. So here's the thing, and this is what I tell the parents. Like we got to dial back our expectations, because like realistically, okay, if your son is Power Five, that's what I tell everybody. So you go watch that championship game, and you watched who played in that championship game in football in college football. Who played?
oh,
Um,
shit, recently,
Michigan, and
right?
was it Alabama?
Alabama, no, 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 no. Dang,
Michigan
man,
and Washington. Okay,
yeah,
so
that was,
you Power Five. Who you better than on that field?
Right.
Whose spot you gonna take? Like for real, whose spot you gonna take? Like, don't tell me, oh, my son better than the cornerback who just got beat. Okay, are you 6'2" running a 4.4 with 35-inch vertical?
Right.
You ain't taking nobody's spot on that field, so how you Power 5?
Right.
Like, that's the reality of the situation, man. People got to understand, where are you really at?
Yeah.
And I don't think parents and students have really faced the reality. They can say they want to say, and it's a hard sell, man. It's reality. Reality is you ain't going Power 5 like it used to be unless you really a Power 5 guy.
Right.
That's what it is. Back in the day, there was every recruiting class, you had 25 kids coming to class. 10 of them kids really weren't Power 5 guys.
Right.
I'm talking about for every school. I mean, I was in Kentucky, and we had 26 in our recruiting class. 2 years later, we had 12.
Man.
2 years later, because about 7, 8 of them, 9 of them, 10 of them kids wasn't SEC guys. They were highly recruited because they were at certain schools, but they weren't SEC guys. Now that number is going to be cut down to, like, instead of 26, they'll probably take 8, 9 high school kids. So, but those 8 or 9 are going to be really legit guys. So those other kids normally would have been Power 5 or what would I say, SEC, a group of, they're going to go down one level. But then it affects the whole recruiting, because then those 12 guys that would have been mid-major, they're going to go D1AA. And then those 12 D1AA guys, they're going to go D2.
That's what's happening.
So,
really dropping.
But it's the smaller schools are getting a better player now.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
You really see that at HBCUs. You definitely see the HBCUs. You see the talent shifting because those guys that are at the Power 5s, for whatever reason, are dropping down and they're getting the opportunity to shine, but they were behind 2 or 3 different players. Because I say this, the days of Alabama where you got 5 and 6 running backs waiting, them days is gone.
No, that's crazy you say that, because I did a post on that, and Alabama folks came to my neck, and I said Saban mad because he can't control narrative no more. See, because I was there when and I saw when Kamara went there. Now Kamara went there, he told Alvin Kamara, you can play DB. Now this is the top 5 running back in the NFL. You can play DB here, and you're like, well, because he had so much talent. He had Kenyon Drake, Derrick Henry, T.J. Yeldon. He had Trent. Like, he had guys that were already there that were going to get drafted. So, but what's happening is those backups that he used to get, he's not getting them no more. He still has. So he's getting a top tier talent regardless, but he's not getting that depth. And guys aren't willing to wait 2 years no more, because guess what? They can go somewhere else, get the NIL money, and play somewhere else. So that's why. So that's why I said that Saban is mad. I said because he's mad because he can't just stack the talent no more. He's getting talent, but he can't stack it no more.
Right. And I mean that's one of the things that with the way the rules were before, was where you had to sit out if you transferred.
Yeah.
This whole transfer thing is the Wild Wild West now.
It is.
Guys leaving for money, guys leaving for all different types of situations. But are you always getting the best players out of the portal? Because some of them players are there because they couldn't deal with the coaching at a school or the mentality and changes. So once again, the pros and the cons is I get a high school kid, I can develop him and shape him into what I want as a player, versus getting maybe a problem guy out of the portal, or maybe getting a guy that maybe looked good because he had the surrounding cast, but now on his own he's not that player. So what's your feelings about that?
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The big time programs are still going to be getting more high school kids because they have time to develop, because they're getting the best of the best. It is I'll say these smaller programs, maybe, and I'm not saying smaller, I'm saying like a D1, let's say like a UAB,
right?
Let's say like a Texas State. They took all portal kids to Texas State.
Yeah.
Georgia Southern, they had 19 kids in the portal. 19.
It's crazy.
So that's the difference, man. And I tell people all the time, man, that like you got to look at it as you want the kid to develop, but they don't have time, man. The alumni aren't patient enough.
Right.
Okay? So Here's my thing with the portal. Like, I don't like it, but if you're gonna use the portal, use it to your advantage. So what I would tell a parent or a student, look, choose a school that you like, that your son could be there for the next 4 to 5 years. Okay, if he goes there and he does not like it, do not transfer the first year. Okay?
Right.
Graduate as soon as possible. Then, if you see the writing on the wall and you're not gonna play, that's fine. Okay, graduate as soon as possible. Okay, so if you graduate, let's say most students in my program, I have them prepared to graduate in 2.5 years. All right, so if you graduate 2.5, let's say 3 years, you still have 2 years of eligibility left, and you got a college degree, and you've matured, because sometimes you don't give it enough patience. So, like, what if you say, okay, I probably ain't gonna play because this guy's in the same age as me, this guy's ahead of me, this guy's behind me, but what if the coach gets fired?
Right.
What if the kid gets hurt? What if the kid decides he want to transfer? So if you transfer in the first year, you don't need to give yourself a chance to mature, to face that adversity, because you're running away from it for whatever reason. But I'm just saying, if you're not going to play, that is okay. Just graduate.
Yeah.
So now you're a grad transfer, and now it's a lot easier for to get out there. But kids aren't doing that, man. They have no patience. But it all starts with, and I did a podcast about this last week. So when I was young, I played O-line my first year. I should have been a running back. Parents nowadays, they ain't gonna do that.
No,
For 2 years, I played O-line. 2 years. Think about that. 2 full years, O-line, D-line, and I'm a running back. And I wanted to leave, but back in the day, you couldn't just email. You had to literally go in person, get your release papers from them in person. I didn't want to do that. So I stayed, but that whole scenario made me a better man to this day. So now, so there's no adversity that I can't fight through.
Right.
Okay. But parents nowadays, they don't want to fight through that adversity. They want to get the kids the easy way out, and then now you wonder why all these kids whining in the portal after 1 year.
All right, so let's look at this, man. We're looking at, all right, we talking about the NIL. We talking about some of the things between high schools, pros and cons. But now there's a mix that you talked about. A coach gets fired. Look at the Dion situation. Comes in, gets rid of 50-something kids that believed that they had an opportunity to play the next year. Yes, the record sucked, whatever, but not only did he get rid of players that were already there, he got rid of a class that was already recruited. So now, when you're looking at the transfer portal, it's getting crowded now, because coaches coming in saying, hey, I got my guys I'm bringing in. I'm bringing in my guys that I had recruited, and I got this opportunity. So what's the mindset that players and their parents should be looking at? Because some people think, hey, I've told them it's not a 4-year deal no more like it was back in the day. It's year to year. But if my kid has got that commit, should the schools be held accountable if that kid signed that paper, that they have to honor that contract?
So, all right. So let me clarify this, because a lot of people don't understand this. Some schools have year-to-year scholarships. Some schools do. Some schools have 4 to 5 year scholarships. So if you're at a school where there's a 4 to 5 year scholarship, you don't have to get into the portal. Like that. That's the misconception. A coach can't force you into the portal. Like he can make it hard on you. Say, you ain't gonna play here. You trash. But I say, okay, coach, this is what I'll do. I'll get into the portal if you help me find me a school comparable. Find me a 4 scholarship. I'll get into the portal. If not, I'm going to graduate. So load me up. Give me 18 hours. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to be on a meal plan. I'm going to come to the weight room. I'm going to lift weights. I'm going to get stronger. And I'm going to graduate. Then I'll transfer.
Right.
So that's the thing. So, I mean, I had a kid at Tech before this new staff came. It's a couple of years back. It was a new staff before that. He was like, yeah, man, you're not going to play here. You might as well just leave. The kid called me crying. I'm like, man, what you crying about? He's like, man, you told me I'm not going to play. I was like, you ain't been playing. I just said, like, what are you talking about? You ain't been playing. Yeah. I was like, you're not a starter. I said, you're a backup. You play sometimes. I said, but what you got to do is, I said, 1 in 6 people that graduate from Tech from G Tech, they are millionaires.
Yeah.
So you got to get that degree. So go in there, tell the coach, hey coach, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to graduate from here, then I'll transfer.
Right.
Coach told him you ain't going to play. He said, okay. He didn't play. He did not play, but he got a degree from Tech, and now he transferred somewhere else, and he ended up getting a master's from somewhere else. So he won.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think we're missing the big picture though, parents. Like we're missing the big picture. The big picture is you got to get a degree. Like y'all think y'all going to the league, y'all not. Like I'm sorry to say that, man. Most of y'all are not going to the NFL, which is it's perfectly fine, but you have to have a plan, and it's not a backup plan. It's a plan. Like football is the backup plan. Yeah, football got you there, but you cannot. That can't be your plan A. It can't be. Like, listen, y'all. Like the average NFL receiver is 6'3", 215. The average NFL receiver is 6'3", 215. It's like 6'2 and a half, 215, running a 4.4. Average. So like all y'all little 5'9", 5'10 receivers, like bro, like for real, like go graduate. Cause you most likely not going to the league.
Yeah.
Well, Tyreek Hill doing it. Like you ain't Tyreek Hill. You ain't got a 4.2 and a 40 with a 40-inch vertical.
Oh man.
Like let's just keep it real. Like I think that's the reality, man. Like it's like every small quarterback, okay? Every small quarterback think they got a chance. I'm saying, look, y'all. You look at Kyler Murray. You look at who else? Russell Wilson. And you're like, man, they did it. I'm like, man. So let's say how many quarterbacks in the league? 90, right? It's 3 per team. Okay, 2 as a backup, then a third string quarterback. So out of 90 quarterbacks, it's 3 quarterbacks in the league that's under 6 feet. Okay,
Right.
those 3 that's under 6 feet are world class athletes. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson were first round draft picks in baseball. Are you a world class athlete? If not, then yo them dreams is looking bleak. So just have your mindset up. I'm gonna go to college and graduate. And if that's the mindset, the portal shouldn't bother you because guess what? If my model is to graduate and if I'm D1, well then go to a D2 school, D1AA school, go ball out for 2 years, then move up, graduate, and then have an opportunity to play in the NFL. But these parents' mindsets are so messed up. And it ain't gonna change. Like I mean, it's because everybody's selling the dream of going Power 5 D1.
Yeah, and that's about to get even more difficult with them doing this super conference. With these mergers and all these changes, it's about to change even more. But one of the things is, I try to tell parents that I talk to, especially when I coach the children, about D3. We haven't even talked about D3. D3 isn't bad football. You figure there's a lot of D3 programs, NAIA programs, that there are guys that are actually transferring up to D2 and D1 out of D3 programs. And I know like a lot of them don't give athletic scholarships, but some of the need-based money that these D3 schools give and some of the different, depending on your major, some of these kids are going to school based on academics, need-based, and are playing good quality football. There's just so many things I think that a lot of these parents is missing out on when it comes to their kids having that opportunity. And what's your take on a lot of parents now focusing their eyes on D3 NAI?
Well, I think the portal has made everybody step their game up.
Yeah.
Like you better have good grades now. You better have good grades because if you don't have good grades and you're not going D1, then D2 only 63 scholarships.
Yeah.
But they divide those scholarships up over for the 85-man roster. Okay, D3 don't give scholarships.
Right.
So then you better have the grades and have good character. And NIA is similar to D2. They have scholarships, but it's only I think it's like 12 to 10 to 15 scholarships. That's it. So it's going to be a partial. That's why your grades is crucial. So what the portal did was it made me look at all my clients and say, look, y'all got to be in the best shape possible. And you better have the best grades possible. That's the only way you're going to have a chance. Because if not, like Power 5, it's only for the elite of the elite now.
Right.
This is what it is, y'all. Like the elite of the elite, man. I got so many kids that are good players, but you're not elite of the elite.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you said it best. I mean, you gotta have the grades. You gotta have the grades, gotta have the size, and you gotta have the mentality to be able to play with grown men. Because now them Division 1 programs, some of them guys is 25. They got that extra year COVID. They're getting all these different waivers now that these
Yeah.
19-year-old boys are not playing against little boys. They grown men.
Nah. The average player a couple of years ago was like 19 and a half.
Right.
The average player now is like 22.
Yeah.
I mean, I got kids in my program graduated 2018. They still in college. They
Yeah.
24, about to be
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
So you dealing with a different ball game, man, and it's not. I think people are looking at it all wrong. It keeps yeah, it's less opportunities for high school kids at the Division 1 level. I think we got to clarify that and quit saying it's less opportunities. It's less opportunities at the Power 5 level,
Right.
which most of y'all are not anyway, though.
Right.
Like that's just what it is. Most of y'all are not that guy because
Right.
let's just keep it a buck. Think about this. Think about all the kids that go Power 5 that transfer. If they really that good, why they ain't ball out at the smaller school they at down there?
Right.
Why they ain't ball out? Why they ain't dominate that small level? Because they never were that good.
Right.
That's the reality of it. Like think about the top 100 players. I say the top 200 players in America. Top 200 players. Those all supposed to be draft picks within 3 years. Really, the ESPN 300 are based on the NFL draft. Same thing with 247 Sports. All these little media places. All those kids supposed to be NFL draft picks for 3 to 4 years. All of them. All of them. Okay? Now, half those kids never gonna play at the school they're gonna go with. Never gonna see the field. They're gonna transfer. Now, if they're that good, why they ain't all getting drafted still then?
Yeah.
Why they ain't going to a D2 school and balling out? Why they ain't going to HBCU school and balling out? Because they ain't that good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And it's portal. The good thing about the portal is weeding out all these players that ain't that good. It's weeding them out. That's why you can see a mid-major school can beat a Power 5 school now. Because think about it. The main difference is the linemen. And
Right.
if you are if you are a mid-major school, okay, and you get 4 or 5 guys starters from a Power 5 school, you're basically like a Power 5 school.
Right.
I mean, you look at Florida State; they was bad the year before, and all of a sudden they 12-1.
Yeah.
They got 17 kids, 17 out the portal, 16 starters, 16 starters out of the portal, and they go 12-1. All right, they did a hell of a job recruiting.
That's a big.
You know what I'm saying? Now think about it. And here's why the portal will never gonna go nowhere. The college coaches love it. See, and I'll blame everything on the parents always. I always do because here's the reason why. College coaches been the same. They've been liars. They've been using kids. They've been leaving when they want to leave. That ain't changed. That's big. What's changed is the parents' attitudes to this whole situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
A lot of them asked for it though.
That's my next point.
Yeah.
The parents for years and years always been saying this right here. I hear and I still see it. Well, the coaches can leave when they want to leave. Why can't a kid leave? So y'all got it now.
Yeah.
See, but y'all didn't see it. See, I saw it. I said I hate the portal because I saw it because I knew it was going to create a whole culture of quitters, and that's what it's in. So don't and please don't give me the NIL money because only 10% of kids get NIL money. Okay,
Yeah.
so for the elite of the elite, like I said, the portal is great for the elite of the elite. They gonna get paid, but for the rest of y'all not getting paid.
Yeah.
Y'all not. Okay, and then half y'all ain't even getting a scholarship. So is the portal really good? It's great for the colleges. It's great for the colleges, y'all. For a college coach, think about it. I'm a college coach. I recruited 15 kids. I missed on 7 of those kids. Back in the day, I had to keep these kids. Now I can get them out of here. Hey man, this ain't gonna work out for you, man. You might as well get them in the portal. You ain't gonna play. And the kid thinking to himself, well, I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna get in the portal. No, silly.
Right.
Graduate first. So a college coach, like, I love the portal because I can if I miss, it don't matter. I get you out in 1 year.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like, but parents, this is what y'all asked for. Y'all kept saying, well, they can leave when they want to leave. Yeah. Yep. But they leaving for business. These kids leaving for emotional decisions, and,
Yeah.
and it's ruining some kids' lives. Let me give you another aspect before we get out of here. So let me tell y'all, man, what this portal is doing for some of y'all kids. Like y'all forgetting that when you so let's just say I am on scholarship and it's October and I ain't playing and I get mad and I'm gonna hop in a portal. Okay, you know, and you're a sophomore. So you're a sophomore and you're not on campus. You probably got a car. So what happens in December, and this is what they forget about. That's why the portal is ruining people's credit. You hop in the portal in December and you don't got an offer. You didn't get an offer. And January comes. That lease on that apartment still
Yeah.
due. That mortgage, I mean that car note, that Hellcat you got, that Mustang you got, is still due. And you didn't think that through.
Right.
You didn't think that through. So now you stuck with a $700 car payment and $1,000, or I'm saying 1,000. That's on a low end apartment lease that you stuck with because you made a decision of hopping in the portal and not having a full offer ready for you. And that's the risk they taking. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, nobody thought about that. Nobody thinks about that. But I think about everything because I have kids who've been through these situations. So I understand.
And what you have at this academy and all this experience stuff like that, I know you're getting a lot of hate, but a lot of it is from, like you said, from knowledge, from experience. You on the ground, you dealing with it now. You dealing with the coaches. You post a lot about it. Word from the coaches' mouths, and it just kind of like just dissipates in the ether. But yeah, tell them a little about your program, how they get in contact with you, what you're doing with this tour that's coming up. Just kind of sell what you have to offer and let them know how they can get in contact with you.
Well, I mean, I tell everybody just visit my Instagram at Elite Talent Football. We got almost 80,000 followers on IG. We got about another 25,000 on X now, Twitter, what they used to call it. What we do is we mentor athletes, we train them, and we help them get college scholarships. All right, and we have a college bus tour we go on every year. We go to 4 major camps and we visit like 10 schools. And in that on this bus tour, kids are going to pick up actual committable offers because we're going to the source. So a lot of these offers you see on social media is not real, but I'm going to take these kids to the source. And when they get an offer, it's a committable offer because a college coach actually seen this student, measured them up, and offered them. And that's the difference, guys. What we're doing, and we're not. And I tell everybody, don't get fooled by these bus tours out here because if you go on a bus tour and they go into all Power 5 schools, run away from that. Because realistically, let's be real. If I take 40 kids on a bus, I probably got 8 Power 5 kids. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I go to all Power 5 schools and leave my other 28, 32 kids left hanging? They're going to think it's a good deal. Oh, I'm going, no, bro, you're not Power 5.
Right.
So I make sure on our bus tour, we go to camps where they're going to be schools from D1AA, D2, NIAA, and D3. So everybody has the opportunity to perform well and earn an offer.
Yeah. And that's a good model, man, because you're right. You see all these bus tours popping up, and nobody gets an offer. Nobody gets any contact back. It's just like a money grab. Yeah, it's a
man, listen, I'm in Atlanta, and I'm the only person. I was one of the first people to ever do a bus tour. I've been doing it here since 2010, and now I see them popping up all the time, and I'm like, y'all going to all these Power 5 schools, man. Like y'all wrong. That's so wrong because. Like, if you go to a Power 5 camp, they only recruiting to 20 guys they invited. Everybody else, y'all just got a camp shirt. So that's why I don't like going to just one camp. I go to only camps that have multiple schools, and I go to different schools at different levels. We're going to Findlay, Dayton. We're going to Bowling Green's camp, Toledo's camp, Cincinnati's camp, and then Wayne State, Somebody camp that have 80 schools there. So. And then we visited Eastern Michigan State. So now we visited different schools at different levels, and we went to camps that have different schools at different levels. So everybody has the opportunity to earn an offer.
Yeah, man, that's great. So check it out, family. Like, listen, hey, make sure you check out Derek Tatum. He's working with the URA athlete.com. Make sure that you get connected with him, man, because he got some good stuff. Put on good camps, good information. And as you see, his videos are going viral. It's a lot of information content that you need to get and you need to hear. And like we just happy to have him here on the show. And we look forward to seeing all the great things that happen in the future. But we're going to stay connected with this brother because he's doing great things. Please support. Please support. So once again, you can check him out at Elite Football Talent or
Nope, no, Elite Talent Football.
Elite
Come on,
Talent
come on.
Football.
Elite Talent
Elite
Football.
Talent
Elite Talent
Football.
Football. You Google Elite Talent Football. You Google Derek Tatum, Derick, Tatum, Tatum, like Jason Tatum, my cousin. You'll find about us. But man, we're here for the people though, Alonzo. Man, we just here to give people the right information, man, and give people opportunity to really just express themselves, man, and find a level that fits them. I think that's the thing about it is people in my program understand where they're at, and we want to make sure we help them get where they need to be at.
Yeah, man, that's great. So once again, man, I appreciate your time, man. This is Alonzo from the URA Football Show. And make sure you check us and follow us on social media, URA Football Show. Also, the website is underrecruitedathlete.com. Get your free profiles, guys. Derek will tell you the importance of getting these free profiles, getting your stuff out there, because a lot of you guys need that exposure, and we're here to offer that exposure. So once again, I appreciate you, Derek, and we'll be signing on again next week. All right. Have a good one, man.